Alabama and West Georgia, Dr. Don, and here with you on your Saturday afternoon. And we told you this morning, if you watched our primetime forecast, that we might have to visit this afternoon and into this evening because of some big thunderstorms rumbling across East Alabama and West Georgia this afternoon. And here we are. We've got some big thunderstorms, really big thunderstorms. I'm talking about on the upper end of the severe scale up there in northeast Alabama, northwest Georgia. And then we have storms that are growing pretty strong now across central Alabama and some storms in the Birmingham area that are moving off to the east as well. So let's go in and talk about things right here at the house first, and then we will take a tour around the radar this afternoon, show you what's going on. Right now, nothing in Randolph, Clay, Talladega, Coosa, most of Tallapoosa other than the southern side. And then we start getting into a little action down there around the I-85 corridor. And this is going to be down around Lynette and Valley back toward Casita. We've got a thunder shower down there this afternoon. Again, this storm has had its moments. It's been pulsing, which means it will grow strong and then it dies out, and then it grows strong again. Most of the heavy activity has been down there around Casita or just south of Casita, just to the west of I-85. We've had some moderate rain showers just west of Lynette as well, and down on the eastern side of Valley, but nothing of any great significance there. We had one shower that kind of moved down across Lake Harding, right down the Chattahoochee River, and then some big thunderstorms down around Columbus, Phoenix City, just to the east of Smith Station. And then off to the southeast of Columbus, some big storms there as well. Special weather statement continues for, let me just bring this current. Yeah, special weather statement continues for southeastern Chambers County and northeastern Lee County, up there around Beulah, for that cluster of thunderstorms sitting just south of Casita. Really not moving all that much at the moment. And then we come back over toward Tallahassee. Now, this storm has waned a good bit in the last 15, 20 minutes. We just lost that special weather statement. We just have some light rain now, really, from Reeltown back up to just south of Bama Park. So nothing of any great significance there. That was a stronger storm about 30 minutes ago down there in southern Tallapoosa County. Alexander City, you look good. We got to go back over here to central Alabama to get back into the action. And we're seeing some storms develop now and move into the southern Birmingham area, just to the northwest of Alabaster and just to the east of Tuscaloosa. And that is a line of storms that's trying to get going. We have seen a pretty good gust front with this storm, 40-mile-per-hour winds, about to move into the Montevallo area, just clearing Brent and headed toward Jemison, Montevallo, Alabaster, right there along I-65. And we'll move right directly over the National Weather Service down there at Shelby County Airport, there at the radar site in Birmingham. Then we'll zoom back out and show you that as we go up that line up to the northeast, we'll see showers between I-65 and I-59 in Alabama. And then we get it into the really big stuff up here in northeast Alabama and northwest Georgia. We're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 severe thunderstorm warnings in effect at this hour, and these are going to be for big storms up around Dalton, Scottsboro, back up into Tennessee, near Athens, Tennessee. Some of these storms, and I'll just look at some of the text here. Let's see. Hazard with these storms are 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. So gusty winds and some hail will be possible with these storms as this line continues moving east-southeast. We'll see if it works over into northeast Georgia. and it certainly won't be an issue for East Alabama or West Georgia, at least not that part of the line. We'll be watching off to the west here for the central Alabama section of that line to see if any of these storms can grow stronger than they are right now. At the moment, though, most of you across East Alabama and West Georgia are in pretty good shape as we take you a little bit closer and show you that we have no activity whatsoever in Roanoke, Woodland, Ashland looks good. Sylacauga's looking good. Alexander City, the closest thing to us right now is going to be this stuff down in southeastern Chambers County. That special weather statement has been expired as well. And so the only severe weather statement we have right now is for this cluster of storms down around Columbus. That's moving off to the southeast at this hour. So we'll zoom back out and show you again the overall picture. And I'm going to switch to a different radar product right quick. And that will take just a second to load. There we go. That's the live Doppler radar. And we'll put that in motion so you can kind of get a sense for the direction that these storms are moving this afternoon. And you can see we've got some pretty respectable storms about to move into the northern part of Chilton County, and then down there on the 459 bypass around the southern end of Birmingham. And all of that's moving due east. So it's conceivable that in a couple of hours, some of this stuff could start working into East Alabama and West Georgia. So we're going to watch this for you very closely. Let's switch back to the Birmingham Doppler, if it will do that. While that is changing, let me go up here to the... Hey, Angie, thank you. Hey, Kathy. Jackie. Hey, Leslie. What about the northeastern part of Chambers? Well, that stuff you've got down in southeast Chambers certainly will not affect you up there in northeast Chambers. You know, and so you've got about a 50-50 shot at getting a shower before the day is done. I know it's absolutely stifling outside. I get it. We got lucky. We had a thunderstorm up here in northeast Georgia about 30 minutes ago. And it was a nasty thunderstorm, but the heaviest core of that storm moved about a half a mile north of my house. So we did not get the intense lightning. We did get about 5 minutes of rain. And I know our temperature had to drop 20 degrees when that thing passed over. The problem we have now is the sun is back out and we're warming back up again. But I understand it's just almost unbearable outside today with the humidity levels the way they are. But right now, northeast Chambers, there's nothing looming in your immediate future as far as any relief from the heat. Maybe later on this afternoon we'll get some precipitation in there to help you out a little bit. Hey, Sharon. Taylor's Crossroads. An adult beverage under the stars this evening. I got you. Well, maybe we could get a quick shower right before dark. That would cool things off, and then it would be even much more pleasant sitting under the stars drinking Kool-Aid. Hey, Sue. Todd Freeman. My brother from a different mother. There's Mary watching from Roanoke. Hey, Kim. Hey, Teresa. Napoleon, Alabama in the house. Yeah, I know. It's miserable just to go outside and, hey, Jonathan Jones, or pink lemonade. There you go. Jonathan is on his way back from Savannah, Georgia. Jonathan has been deployed down there with all the flooding that occurred from Hurricane Debbie. And he is on his way back home. Hey, Walt. Corinth in the house. There's Paula in Springfield. Thank you, Sully. Appreciate all the kind words out there this evening. So, we are watching this. We are watching this very closely, and we will continue to watch this as we go throughout the afternoon. And of course, we will we'll come right back and give you any updates as we go throughout the afternoon. I wanted to go back and look at that casita storm again before we get out of here. We have trees down around the city. All right, Terry, which city are we talking about? I know, right, Jonathan? I was there in spirit. Columbus. Okay. Thank you, Terry. So Terry's telling us we got trees down in the Columbus area. No doubt. That's a pretty nasty looking storm down there. Well, let me go back to the radar and we'll take a look at that. First of all, let's look at the casita storm. The heaviest part of this one is certainly right there in downtown Casita and then back toward the interstate, back toward 85. That is the heaviest part of your storm. The darkest red is going to be where the heaviest part of this storm is located at this hour. And this one's not moving very much. And so we may have a little flash flooding going on right there inside that white circle. That's the heaviest part of the storm, and it is encompassing part of I-85 there, a couple of 2 or 3 miles of I-85, getting that heavy rainfall. So if you're, up there around the Valley exit headed south, or if you're south of the Casita exit headed north, you might want to pull over and let this cross over I-85, because you've got a couple of miles there. It's going to be extremely dangerous trying to travel through this with that much rain falling. That's some pretty significant rain. Yeah, that's you're probably looking at 2 inch per hour, at least 1.5 inches, if not 2 inch per hour rain rates in this storm. So it's piling up on the roadway very quickly. And let's go down here and take a look at this storm in Columbus. Ooh, that's nasty looking. Actually got a couple of different areas. There's a heavy spot right there. There's 2 heavy spots. There's another one. And then you got this stuff down to the southeast of Columbus. And then there's another heavy cell there near Geneva, Georgia. So, big storms down around Smith Station, just north of downtown Columbus. Up there in Harris County. Some very heavy wind, probably some hail involved with that, torrential rainfall. And then southeast of Columbus, we have probably some hail taking place there as well. And if you were to be traveling down into South Alabama, we have that line of thunderstorms just south of Troy, stretching back over toward Enterprise, Andalusia, Atmore. Special weather statement just to the west, northwest of Greenville. Big thunderstorm down there around Jackson. That would be just a little bit to the southwest of Monroeville. Centinel, big storm there. That's all headed toward the Bay Minette area in Mobile. It'll be pretty stormy down there on the Alabama coast this evening. So we're going to continue to watch this. We're going to, particularly we're going to be watching this broken line of thunderstorms moving into central Alabama as it moves off to the east. If we're going to see anything across East Alabama and West Georgia, that's where it's going to come from. We're going to be watching these storms between Birmingham and Clanton. Right now, we're not seeing much of anything except for special weather statements. I mean, you do need to pay attention to that, but we're not worried about. The date's wrong up there. Sorry about that. It is not Friday, August the 4th. It is August the 17th. Promise you. That's supposed to automatically update, but it doesn't. It apparently didn't do that. Glad somebody was actually paying attention. How about that? Now we got to now then. There we go. It's fixed. Are we expecting strong storms in Roanoke? Well, we don't know. I mean, it's possible. We're watching that line of storms back over central Alabama move off to the east. And that is going to tell the story. So we're going to be looking and watching these storms as they move to the east. And if we're going to get any severe weather over here in Roanoke, Lynette, Lafayette, Alexander City, Lineville, Ashland, Sylacauga, LaGrange, Franklin, Carrollton, if we're going to get any severe weather over here this afternoon, it's most likely going to come from this complex of thunderstorms that's very slowly moving to the east this afternoon. At the moment, they're not severe. We just caught a severe thunderstorm watch for North Georgia. Let's see here. Severe thunderstorm watch. Actually, no, this is part of Alabama. It's going to be Cleburne, Cherokee, Calhoun in our coverage area. And it is going to include several counties in Georgia as well. Looks like in northeast Georgia, Banks, Clark, Jackson, Madison, Oconee, Oglethorpe, Towns, and White. So that's all of northeast Georgia. north central Georgia, Barrow, Cherokee, Cobb, Dawson, DeKalb, Douglas, Fannin, Forsyth, Fulton, Gilmer, Gwinnett, Hall, Lumpkin, Pickens, Rockdale, Union, and Walton. In northwest Georgia, Bartow, Carroll, Dade, Floyd, Gordon, Harrelson, Murray, Paulding, Polk, Walker, and Whitfield. And let's see if we can get that will populate on the screen here shortly. There we go. So there's the brand new severe thunderstorm watch that was just issued by the Storm Prediction Center, along with coordination of the local National Weather Service offices across the area. This does get the Atlanta greater metropolitan area. It does get Gainesville, Georgia, Athens, Georgia. It comes almost into Greenville, Spartanburg. Does get Rome. And it's going to be because of this line of thunderstorms that's coming into northwest Georgia. And you'll see that they're warning for every storm along that line. It's a pretty significant line of thunderstorms. Now, I'll say the eastern side of that really hasn't filled in that well just yet. But that'll likely change. And then in Alabama, we've got a handful of counties there. In our coverage area, we're talking Cleburne, Calhoun, and Cherokee. The greater Gadsden area is also under that severe thunderstorm watch. Hey, Mike, good to see you in here. Hey, Miss Cecilia. Yeah, they're very slow moving too, Mike. I mean, they're not. These things are not, trucking at 60 or 70 miles per hour. They're not moving very quickly at all. But I mean, 25 miles per hour. But here's the thing, Mike. There's really nothing to cause this line to deteriorate or weaken. We got peak heating of the day going on right now. Conditions are going to remain favorable throughout the overnight hours to support these storms, even with the loss of the heat. It's going to take a minute for these storms to get down here along the I-20 corridor. No question there. But I see no reason why they won't hold together to make it that far south. Chambers, Randolph line, weather-wise, nothing. All that green is that's ground clutter. There's nothing happening there as far as weather's concerned. If there's something else going on at the Randolph Chambers line, I'm unaware. Hey, Elaine. Yeah, I cover Pine Mountain. Pine Mountain's in Harris County. That's one of my counties, so you're going to get coverage. There you are, right there. My sister-in-law lives right there. So you're in a good place, Elaine. I'm going to be watching that area very closely. So even though you've moved, you're still in a good spot. Hey, Todd, I hear you, brother. Todd says, I dare anybody to complain about cold this winter. Heat index 99 in LaGrange. Hello, Roxanne. Good to see you, Rachel. Well, I'm not going to say I can't wait for winter, but I certainly cannot wait for fall. That's my favorite time of the year anyway. And we're not far away from it. Todd said he can put on enough to stay warm, but he can't take off enough to get cool without getting arrested. Yeah, let's don't do that. 103 in Roanoke. Thanks, Angie. Thanks, Mike. Well, I hear you, Jennifer. I understand. I don't like cold. I mean, producer Tracy keeps it about 60 below zero in the bedroom. I'm probably the only human being on the face of this earth that sleeps with an electric blanket in the summertime. I've never taken it off the bed. It just stays there. I mean, I may not turn it on during the summer, but it stays on the bed just in case, because I never know when Frosty's going to show up. Yeah, that's right, Mike. Monday, yeah, I think you'll start really noticing it Tuesday morning. But I think you'll notice a difference Monday morning. Tuesday morning, you're really going to notice a difference. All this humidity that we're dealing with out there today will be gone. And it should be, I'm thinking probably Tuesday morning, we're looking at temperatures well into the 60s, maybe 61, 62 in a few places. So that is going to be a welcome experience when you walk out on the front porch. Monday morning and especially Tuesday morning. Now, it's probably not going to last long. You know, this time of year we start to get those little cool snaps where the humidity bottoms out and temperatures back off a degree or two, and that happens for a day or two or three maybe. Then we warm right back up, and then those spells of cooler temperatures will start getting longer and longer and longer, and next thing you know, fall will be here. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week is going to be really nice. Temperatures are still going to be in the upper 80s, but that humidity won't be a problem. All right, let me go back over here, and I'm going to show you a couple of graphics right quick. This is the severe possibilities for the remainder of today. It's just a marginal risk. Isolated damaging winds of up to 60 miles per hour, and it encompasses all of East Alabama and West Georgia. And then tomorrow, we're going to throw in a slight risk category of 2 out of 5, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and quarter-sized hail. And that area is basically going to be from about Troy all the way up to southern Chambers County, back over toward Alexander City, and then west to just north of Clanton, up to Tuscaloosa, and then into Mississippi. From that point south is where the better chances of severe weather will be tomorrow. From that line north, we'll have a marginal risk of severe weather, and that will include all of our West Georgia counties. That would be Troup, Heard, Carroll, and then in Alabama, central and northern Chambers, Randolph, Cleburne, Calhoun, and Tallapoosa County from Alexander City north, and then most of Coosa County and Talladega County will be in that marginal risk category tomorrow. And then once we get through with tomorrow's weather, and let me say this, tomorrow's weather is going to be conditional based on how things play out today, where those outflow boundaries set up is where we'll likely see storms refire tomorrow. But then a cold front will sweep through here tomorrow evening, late tomorrow evening into the overnight, and some much drier Canadian air will sink into the southeastern United States. Now, it'll moderate a good bit. It won't be cold air, but it will be dry air. That's the key. We lose the humidity levels as we get into Monday, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. And then the heat levels will start to come back toward the end of next week. So enjoy it. So let's take a tour of the radar one more time. Then we're going to step aside and monitor this offline, because we may end up having to be with you a good chunk of the night if this line does hold together. So there's no real reason to be here right now other than to kind of give you a heads up on what may be coming. So we have a brand new severe thunderstorm watch that has been issued about 15, 20 minutes ago, and you'll see all of those counties inside the orange area. That's where the severe thunderstorm watch is, and it covers all of North Georgia all the way down into north central Georgia, including the Atlanta metro area. And then in Alabama, you got Cleburne, Calhoun, Cherokee in our coverage area. And then you have the Gadsden area, and then back over toward Leeds, also under a severe thunderstorm watch. And we have just a couple of warnings in Alabama at this hour. That's up there north of Cherokee County, up in the northeast sections of Alabama, and then multiple severe thunderstorm warnings in northwest and north central Georgia. From those thunderstorms that are moving very slow, about 20 to 25 miles per hour. And then we have some special weather statements. That'll be the southern or southwestern side of that same line that's causing all the severe weather up in northwest Georgia. But it's not to severe limits in Alabama, in central Alabama at the moment. We do have special weather statements in effect now for southern Birmingham, all the way down to the Shelby County Airport, and then Chilton County. And these storms are slowly moving off to the east. So if we're going to get severe weather this afternoon in this area, it's most likely going to come from this line of storms that's moving east. So this is the area to watch over the next hour or so to see if any of these storms grow to a severe level. If so, then they're probably not going to weaken before they make it into East Alabama and West Georgia. And it's going to take a minute for them to get there, probably a good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours before we see this line over in East Alabama and West Georgia. And then we have the stronger storms there just north of Columbus. And then just southwest of Columbus, big storms over toward Macon, Georgia, down around Americus, just northwest of Albany. Perry's pretty much surrounded by storms at this hour. And then look at this stuff down in South Alabama, from Eufaula down to about Enterprise, Andalusia, and now moving into the Mobile area. Just a nasty line of thunderstorms down there, moving to the southeast. It's going to be a stormy night out there on the causeway at the USS Alabama. No questions about that. So that's what we're looking at, and so we're going to monitor this offline, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. I'll be back with you a little later on, if necessary, to bring you severe weather coverage, and then we'll be back in here first thing tomorrow morning with your primetime forecast on Dr. Don's Weather. Don't forget to support us if you can. We have all kind of links. You can go to our Facebook page or go to our YouTube page, and on any of our daily weather forecast, there are a number of different links on different ways that you can support us. And if you own a business, don't forget to send me a message on Messenger, and I can have you started before we do our next forecast first thing tomorrow morning, right here on Dr. Don's Weather.